Alright, so what are some of the symptoms? At least mine had 3 of them about backup power and being unable to support all features. Some of the other symptoms, if you were to plug in your phone, you don't actually get anything charging. One of the other things, you won't be able to install an update. If you go to install now, it'll say that this error is related to the 12-volt battery or low voltage electrical system. One of the other symptoms you'll have is you won't be able to use summon. If you try to use summon, it looks like it comes up, it's going to be enabled, but as soon as you try to use it, it'll say that there's a problem with your 12-volt battery, summon failed. So first thing we're going to need to do is to open the frunk. We're going to want to make certain that we have the rear passenger door and window open. Then we're going to go to the safety and security menu, power off, be prompted again, yes, turn off the car. Underneath the seat on the passenger side, there's going to be a little tab. Push that away from you, and then lift up. Underneath here is going to be a foam block that we're going to take out. This clip will go down, it pushes up, you'll hear it actually clip. Kind of there you go. And just pull that up and out. Battery's unplugged, but I can still hear it. One of the next things is just going to be lifting this up and off. It snaps into place. Put that on your cabin filter, or on this part here. And then this also will just lift up and out. So I'm just going to wait until the high voltage system is done shutting down before we take the one tool that we'll need, which is a 10mm socket, to loosen up these bolts and get the battery out. Alright, so here's our new 12-volt battery from OMU. Here are the adapters that we're going to use to get it to fit the battery terminals that it comes with the smaller terminals that are on here. It's actually a lot lighter than your normal battery. Alright, so no matter what, the car does not want to actually turn off. I've requested it to turn off many times, but every time I do, it just turns right back on if I were to sit back down into the driver's seat. And if I press power off, it will attempt to. It shuts off the radio, turns off the screen, but then doesn't actually shut off. So we're just going to swap the battery because I suspect that there's a problem with it being able to shut off if it doesn't even have a good 12 volt. Since I don't even have a good 12 volt, we'll just blame that. This just rotate it out. And you do the negative first, then the positive. Take the battery out. Maybe ever do a negative first. So we're just going to go ahead and disconnect the battery. I'm going to tuck that over there. Take off the positive. You really just need to loosen it. You don't have to take the nut all the way out. And we have to be very careful that this does not touch any metal. So we're going to tuck that with the air plenum holding it in place. Okay. And so this battery does have a drain tube, but That's not going to be necessary on the other one, so just be mindful that you will have to unhook that drain tube from that vent tube. All right, so the new one, oh man, this feels like nothing compared to this guy. This feels like 20, 30 pounds compared to maybe 5 or 10. Spot. Get this tie down in place. Rotate it up towards the front. There it goes. Doesn't need to be crazy tight, just so much that it's not moving. We don't want to crack the plastic. Okay, that battery's not going anywhere. Take the caps off. Okay, so one of them is a little smaller. The smaller of the two will go on the negative. And they should just fit flush across the top there. And we're doing this in reverse of what we did for the removal. So we're going to take the positive on first. Very careful not to round it and touch any metal as you're moving it back. Tight. Same thing for the negative. And as soon as you put it on there, you're going to hear the car start trying to turn back on. You will possibly see a spark, so try to just go down straight on it. There we go. Okay. That one's not moving. You should hear it all just start kicking back on, fans turning on, car's booted, music is starting again. But we didn't want it to start again. We still need to connect the high power. All right, don't forget to do the high power, reconnect that. We're just gonna put this plug back in and push down on the top until it clicks back into place. It's on there nice and firm. Replace the foam block. And then on the seat, push back down until this clip clips back in place. So there's a little plastic tab, a little metal tab. It goes in this little plastic hole. You might have to push it back in order for it to clip all the way down. Okay. So now that the high power has been reconnected, plug it back in. You can hear the car turning back on. I think my 12 volts is working because my Alexa Auto just turned on.
Just a moment. Trying to connect to your phone.
So the one thing I would say is worthwhile to get installed is one of these grates. It's this grate got from Abstract Ocean, so that way it can keep all the actual leaves from getting down into the cabin filter. Whenever I replaced the cabin filter last time, it had a lot of debris inside the car right next to the filters. This can at least keep the big stuff out of your car. Line these guys all back up. They just clip in.